We go, yo, what's good, troop? Welcome back to another Saturday night session with me and my students. Tonight, we're going to be going in and reviewing their shitty trades that they took and helping them improve with my model, right? These are people that I personally taught, so a lot of people have the exact same questions that they have, so use them as a resource. Use their questions as a way to structure your knowledge. I plan on dropping more complex videos on my concepts later on. I've already dropped enough for you to get payouts, essentially, but I'll be dropping more. And even though y'all don't fucking watch them, I will be dropping more. But use this video as a way to kind of learn and get ahead and answer questions that you may have about my concepts, as well as applications from other people. We'll literally be diving into specific trades that they took, the exact reason for failure, the exact reason for entry, what we would do differently if we had to run it back, all these kind of things. So yeah, if you want the indicator on the screen, check out the link in my bio for a discount off. It is going to only increase in price. It is goated to the fucking tits. Get the indicator. There's a free trial as well in the bio. You can try it 3 free days. Hop on that shit. Like I said, use code TROOP or TROOP45 at checkout for the discount. Also, code TROOP for Apex. All the money that we make from that goes right back into buying funded accounts to give out on stream. I gave out 3 last stream, and then 2 before that, and then 5 before that. So that being said, boys, we don't have any trading we don't have any streams on Monday, but tap into my streams. I'll be live Tuesday through Friday this upcoming week. Monday's obviously a bank holiday, so appreciate y'all for watching. Learn the fuck up. Troop up, bitch. What's good, Jack? What's up? Oh shit! I just gave Tom mod. Hold on, we gotta fix that ASAP, bro. That British fucker. Whoops.
Alright, bro.
Oi, bruv, oi. Do I let Kevin in? Nah. How we?
Kevin, just tell Andrew you should have been let in way.
Yeah. Definitely. How we doing, boys? How we all been? What's up? What's up? I think everybody's here. Way less people than last time. What are we doing? There's only like 10 people in here. What is up?
That's crazy, bro.
Not locked in. What's crazy is it's free though. Like it's not even like what are we talking about? Fuck.
None of the girls join. It's gonna be 9 people in here.
Alright, bro. Alright, bro. That's going in the video too, so you're not getting out of that shit. Alright. I got the chats open. Yo, what's up, Trace? How we been, boys? How we doing? There we go. Alright, so we're gonna run it like last time. I'm gonna explain. Today's gonna be a little bit different. How many of you guys brought trades for the little show and tell today? How many of you guys brought some shit for us to review?
I got some.
Okay, so we're gonna be busy, it looks like. Okay. We'll start with Grayson since he put his shit up first. Go ahead and I'll share my screen. If you could give me the day and time, entry candle, all that stuff on this trade, I will take a look, and then from there we can go in and figure out specifically what you fucked up. Okay, August 28th. So this was this week?
Yeah.
Okay. August 28th.
It's that short that you cooked a bunch of people for.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, I was going to save that for this call because all you guys are fucking retarded, bro. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you guys noticed that TradingView just have this. I don't know if this is new for y'all, but for me, I've never noticed this. It's got this new like replay statistic thing. Have you guys seen it? None of you guys are. This shit been there? No. It's got like a way more in-depth analysis. I've never seen this. I've never used this, but it's got more in-depth analysis on individual trades. Okay, so you said yeah. August 28th, 12:48, 4-minute time frame, entry short at 12:52. Okay. I remember flaming the fuck out of you. I might even wait for this one. Does anyone have a trade that isn't this particular trade that we on tap? Anyone that? How many of you guys had this exact trade that you want to go over? Okay, we'll start with that one first because this one I gotta flame all you guys for because I'm pretty sure who was it? Fucking Kevin. I remember Kevin.
I took that chip.
Yeah, I remember that one for a fact. And then Kyle, I think, took it. And then obviously Grayson. And then maybe, yeah.
Swarzel took it too. I don't think he's here.
Swarzel, bro. This motherfucker. Yeah, all you guys are fucking cooked, gang. All right, we'll start with Diego. Go ahead and give us a trade that you took this week that you want to review from the model, and we'll go over what fucked up with it.
So, it's on Friday.
Okay.
It was long.
Okay.
After PDL.
Okay.
And it was a 3-minute corner.
Okay. You said long on Friday.
Yeah.
What was your exact entry and exit? Assuming that I took this short, I'm gonna make the assumption that you got fucked. If you took a long, or is it later in the day?
Pretty sure it was like around 7:40ish.
So 10:40.
7:30. Yeah, 10:40.
Okay.
That was actually
What?
10:40, 3-minute pointer.
Oh yeah, you got fucking railed, bro. Okay, what pointer did you enter on the 3 minute?
3-minute, yeah. It was at 7.
Also fucking crazy bottom tick.
Yeah, it was at 7:36. 7:36.
Okay. I'm gonna find your pointer. I think I already know what the problem is. Okay.
Got railed.
Yeah, I think I know what your problem is, my boy. So these type of moves, this is obviously a swept. This is obviously we take out the previous daily low. So in this particular trade, you took all right. We're gonna get rid of this fuck ass thing. Obviously, you see the IFFEGs. This fucking Powell FFEG has been cooking me all week. So every time we come down this range, I hope we just gap down into it and just like fuck it up because obviously it won't rewrite the FFEG in there if there's a big fat fucking Powell ass FFEG. So that's just this is something that me and the Flux Chart team were looking at. There's no fixing it. It's just we call it the Israel problem where it's like if like you have like a crazy fucking crazy overnight move or like insane move that hits like something like a Powell or like an Israel war or some shit, like obviously the indicator will kind of shit itself, but that's really everything. It'll automatically correct with time. There's no way around it. So fortunately we had IFFEGs okay in here that we can use we really all you really needed honestly. So I'm assuming that you saw that we swept out the previous daily low. We took out the high res low there. What session was this? Looks like just end of day post market low, and then obviously that low there. We took out those lows, swept out the low, and then had an impulse move higher. The first thing I want to point out to you, and this is all of you guys suffer from this. The first thing I want to point out to you is, and I believe Diego, we talked about this today. How many of you guys will look at a market after the fact and realize that there was a much earlier pointer that an ongoing implied move had already been kind of pushing away from previously, and you were just chasing a move that had already kind of exhibited itself? How many of you have had that happen?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know Diego, we were on call. We had Diego's eval today, and that was the biggest thing he had is he was chasing this fucking short. Every time he entered, his pointer would get retraced, and he took like 6 different entries on it when there was really one original pointer that happened 45 minutes before that he had closed out of originally. So you always have to remember, what is the first thing that we think when we come into an AM Open? What happened during the London implied move, right? That's one of the first things we ask ourselves. How do we react to London pre-market? What do we do? Based off of phantom bias, standard bias, what did we do? Which FFEG sponsored the move? What liquidity did we end up on? X, Y, and Z. These are things that we go through. But you guys don't do it for active moves, though. Think about it. What differentiates, if he's getting his entry in here, why wouldn't he want to ask himself, okay, maybe are we already in an implied move? And the answer is yes. Because what does every implied move have, guys? A pointer and a what? Right. And we know that every pointer stemming from an FFEG, yo, it's good, Connor. Every pointer stemming from an FFEG should land onto a what? Will. Not should, would. Will.
The next FFEG.
Right. And Daniel also got it too. Yeah. Good job, boys. And so we would agree that naturally that the move technically starts here, right? The implied move technically starts at this IFFEG, this pointer break, 5-minute pointer break at the IFFEG.
Yeah.
Now, we know that I'm going to turn the IFFEGs off. We know it's a bottom tick, okay? We clearly see the bottom tick on the IFFEG. We know that for a fact we get our pointer break off of the IFFEG. We know that this is an entry. What is the main reason we would not be entering this position? What is the number one reason? This fucking guy. Wait, what the fuck is that, bro? Oh shit, someone followed me on Kick. I didn't even realize. Okay, my bad. What's the number one reason why we wouldn't want to take this entry? Starts with a what? Oh, Daniel's got it. Hold on, Tom. Hold on, Tom. He has a disadvantage. He's typing. Let him run. Let's see what he's got. There you go, right? How do we measure the strength of a static source of liquidity? Right. And what do we see not happen off of the original sweep here? Otherwise, the indicator would chart them, right? So you can have implied moves that present themselves super quick where you don't actually get our entry. I'm not saying that these are untradeable, okay? There's been times using Squid, you can do this all day long where you can take these pointers off the bottom and top ticks of IFFEGs. There's a very high chance that I was doing this. What I'm trying to say to you guys is from your perspective, the most top quality model you can take is the one that takes out the low, then creates the low time frame inefficiency, then creates the pointer. Because all that you're really entering on is really just, you're speculating on the sweep, right? You're speculating that, because what are our rules of pointers? They have to make what? Right. So what you're speculating on is that the sweep, we don't know about the sweep yet, right? We don't know if it's a strong source because it didn't make inefficiencies. So what you're speculating on, it's more of a speculative pointer, right? You're saying this pointer doesn't have inefficiencies from the sweep being created, but it's point breaking structure validating an IFFEG. So it is validating the IFFEG, so it's going to take you to the next FFEG, but we don't know if the sweep is strong. Do you see? Right? Now, what does happen is you do see low time frame inefficiencies get generated, not sustained. He enters, I believe this is your entry right here? Oh, no, it wasn't, was it? No, it wasn't. Or I think you said the 3-minute pointer, right? Yeah, I think it was right here. Well, the first thing that should have fucking pissed you the fuck off is a 3-minute pointer close away from you. It's not the worst thing. It's just that should have fucked you up. The only sign of inefficiency that ever got created was this 1-minute FFEG right here, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So theoretically, you could have taken this entry. When you see, you can take the entries on. It's not something that I'd ever recommend. I'd always say it'll be in almost every case. Diego, you saw this with your eval today. How many times did you chase that long? Like 3 or 4 times. And then when did it actually pan out? When we swept the low and created low type of inefficiencies, then pointer broke, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And so you can take these trades. If you don't get the inefficiency and you get like the bottom tick and the pointer, like you guys know the rules. If you get those kind of things, you can try it for the entry. If you don't get the inefficiencies outside the pointer, then you break the rules. Now, there's a lot of pointers off this, and you can see it is respecting the guidelines of a pointer. This is showing you that pointers exist outside of our model. They are a feature in the market that exists outside the model. Our model sets up rules and limitations so that we don't take fucking stupid-ass trades, so that we don't enter crazy drawdown. That's the entire point here. Now, I will double-check here to see if we're tapping into IFFEGs. A lot of people like to ask, like, when would it be safe and sound to check for an IFFEG? And it's anytime you're entering a situation like this where you haven't already made the inefficiency, it's always probably safe to say, okay, well, if we're creating a pointer, we know that it can take us to the next IFFEG or FFEG set. So if we saw a pointer break away from that, then it wouldn't be something you'd want to hold on to. Is the pointer you entered on a swept pointer too? Oh, it is. Okay. So this is where you'd want to check the 1-minute time frame and say, okay, well, do we make 1-minute inefficiencies? Now, another thing you have to do, this is a video I plan on making. Connor inspired me to make this. It's on nested pointers, where you look at a pointer and it looks great on one time frame, and then you move to a different time frame and the end behavior is different, right? This is something I plan on making a video on because it is actually a pretty important topic, so we'll talk about that later on. But if you look at the 3-minute pointer, we see that it closes at 10:39. Then we go to the 1-minute time frame, and we don't have that. We have this candle right here, but take a look. Watch the end behavior. Pretty bullish, still fine. Buy side sweep liquidity. Do we see move to the downside? The answer is yes. We create an inefficiency. You'd be out of this by this point, right? Because we're clearly respecting. These pointers should not get fucking. This should not happen to a pointer, right? It should never have happened to a pointer. Now, the problem doesn't start here, right? The problem doesn't start here. The reason for not taking this trade doesn't start here. The reason starts back here, right? Essentially. So although, sure, there's a pointer, it's missing every other crucial detail about creating the structure to move to be a retracement to the upside, right? And there might even have been an inverse bias to take. We'll find. This is a very choppy day, and I said this on stream too. where EQ, the top and bottom of EQ range is going to align itself with the highs and lows right here, right? That's essentially what I said. And that's exactly what happened. Like literally to a T. You remember that on stream when I said that shit?
Sure, yeah.
And it's exactly what happened, right? And the reason why it's happening is because EQ range, it no longer exists like this thing that's being chased. I'm turning off IFFEGs. This shit is fugly as hell. I only use them for those 1 minute retraces and those when we have pointers that form against us. I'm like, oh, why did that happen? It's always good to check. I flashed them. This was another thing I recommend, having a separate screen that shows the IFFEGs. Always going to be in your best interest. That's going to be really helpful. But the reason why I was able to make this analysis saying, okay, EQ range is clearly going to align itself with the high and low is because what else would it be respecting? We know that price would only respect IFFEGs that are valid, and the only ones that are going to be valid are the ones that move away from EQ range. That's what's going to prevent you from moving towards EQ range. We see that we're chopping, and so obviously, if we're going to be respecting a range, and EQ range is all the way up here, and it's slowly making its way down here, and we're seemingly respecting nothing, and we're seeing sharp impulse moves like this, clearly EQ range is going to align itself. And we know that EQ range is tickable, so probably it's actually fucking scary how accurate I was about that, but like, I was pretty damn fucking close. If you look at that, I was pretty damn close to that. So you can see it aligned with the highs, and this makes perfect sense because now with the hindsight, apply EQ range's range to every one of these impulse moves. Look, what do we see when we impulse move away from EQ, or what do we see when we wick into EQ range where it is now? Impulse move. What about here? Impulse move. What about here? Impulse move. Do you see it? Here, impulse move. You can see it in real time, right? Now, the problem is, it's being able to say, okay, I see EQ range is coming closer to me. We're rejecting a range that isn't EQ range. So clearly EQ range is a lot lower, right? This is going to happen at consolidations at a high, the PDH, and the consolidations at a low. We know that we have 4 implied moves, PDH higher, PDH lower, PDL higher, PDL lower, that are tradable. And then obviously we have the untradeable ranges, the 3 untradeable ranges, PDH, PDL, PDE. Well, if it's not doing this on EQ range, meaning this, okay, this looks normal, okay, then if it's exhibiting the same behavior and EQ range is slowly aligning itself with PDL, here's PDL, right? If your impulse moving away from PDL, then impulse moving back to PDL, and you see EQ range making its way down there, and then you see all the other characteristics that we studied on, pointer rule of 3, which we technically got back here, pointer rule of 3, also the inefficiencies holding on both sides of the market. Like, obviously, you're not going to be trading this, okay? Does that make a little bit more sense, helping you out with that particular trade? So for the future, it's always in your best interest. If you have to jump on the gun, which I would always just say, just don't bother. We're trading high size, boys. At the end of the day, we are trading high size. We want high probable models. We do not, yes, we know that pointers take you to FFPGs. I know you guys love seeing the pointer, impulse move. That's chat. You guys are different from chat. You guys are my students. You're different from everybody else, okay? You guys know that there is a difference in the length of these setups based on how they start. We've all studied this, okay? So although we see the pointer off the IFFEG and your brain might go, oh, validation, we can go to the next FFEG, is the RR worth it? One thing that you can do is that if you can see this alignment happening where EQ range is slowly aligning itself with the swing points of essentially consolidation, what you can do is you can use that knowledge, but also you can use the pointers and just know that, okay, I'm going to take the pointer to the next FFEG, and that's as far as I'm going to go. Right? So you can literally just top and bottom take all day. Look, it happened 4 times. Look at this, right? 1, boom. We'll turn on IFFEG so you can kind of see what I mean by this. This is one thing you can do if you can see EQ range aligning itself. You always have to ask, okay, we're not going to get these PDL runs to EQ range every single fucking time, boys. It's not going to happen. But look at this. What if you just set these implicit rules? Now that you know there's PO3, you say, okay, we're PO3'd. We knew that we were PO3'd by the time Diego's trade got fucked. So now what if I say, okay, fuck it. I'm changing up how I'm going to look at the market now. We know we're PO3'd. Now I'm going to take pointers type swings, lower my size. Look at this. Pointer entry, IFFEG tap. Pointer entry, and there probably was an ES move here. There's no IFFEG tap implicitly. There might have been something on ES if someone could look for me. But there's clearly an impulse move. You could just take it pointer to pointer, okay? If there is a pointer in here, there's likely some type of other thing we're missing. Right here, pointer, tap. Pointer, tap. You can just keep doing that, right? Do you see how those impulse moves are holding on a PO3 type range? Yeah. This is a strategy you guys can take a look at this week and see if it's something you'd be interested in. Obviously, this is hard to get used to because we're used to these big fucking these PDL runs to EQ or PDL drops to lower liquidity. But it did tap into an IFAG on it. Look at this shit. I can see other equities without even looking at them. Okay, I knew it because these rules, guys, they exist outside of me. They don't exist for any other. They exist outside of me. This pointer isn't going to form for any other reason besides there being something there for it to react off of. We understand this, okay? So, I mean, if you look at this, if you took pointer to FFEG, this was a 100% win rate day, right? So the trick becomes, how can I determine if the day is tradable or untradeable? The biggest thing to understand is, how is EQ range moving? Okay, if you're on PDH and you're respecting both sides FFEGs, you're getting PO3-like behavior. The pointers are filling at a very high speed, and EQ range is slowly making its way up to the ticked ranges, the swing points of the day's range, like you see here, slowly making its way down here. Take a look. EQ range started up all the way over there, and you see it slowly aligning itself with the swing points of the day. I mean, this is where you should say, okay, maybe if we just keep swinging, if we don't have any substantial draws in liquidity, I switch up the way I'm looking at this day. Okay, maybe instead of taking high size, I do small swing trades from pointer to FFEG near EQ range. The same exact principle can be applied to PDH. It can be applied to EQ range. The same exact thing can be. I mean, zoom in here. There is no pointer, at least in here that I'm looking at, but pointer, 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 pointer. You can just run these consolidated like moves as well. Do you kind of see what I mean by that?
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking nasty, is it not?
Is this some squid shit? Are we getting on some squid shit?
Unfortunately, no. I wish. I actually have been. I've actually been sitting and been like, damn, I deadass kind of want to teach this shit. I do. I really do. It's just like, I just don't know how to do it. You know what I mean? I don't know how the right way to go about that. I won't do an in-person thing. I'll definitely teach it at a certain point. I just don't know. I don't know the right way to like contain that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want people to leave. I dead ass will be getting NDAs for that shit, like for 100% certainty. Like, that is going to be a thing. What was that?
No, I'm just saying that's just an idea.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, bro. I don't want people to talk. I want people selling courses on it, bro. That's my biggest thing.
I understand why.
Like, there's a lot of alpha. Because here's the thing, there's a lot of alpha in the market that can be degraded when you drop a lot of sauce. But it can't be degraded when things are discretionary. It can't. Everybody sees my model and it works and it's great and it's this and it's that. But then there's days where people fuck it up and do bullshit. You kind of need that. You kind of need that, boys. You kind of need it. You kind of have to have losers that use my strategy. You have to. That's why I do kind of want to get more popular, so people misunderstand my strategy and I get less and less discoverable, if that makes sense. It's also why I think prop trading is the best type of trading, because your strategy actually never gets realized by the market. And in fact, all you're really doing is just taking the pocket change from people that are failing. Basically, we're stealing money. I will never charge for Discord. I'll never charge for live trading. But the people that are blowing XFAs at Top Step, I'm taking their money. I mean, they basically just paid for my steak dinners the last like 2 weeks. All the people that are blowing their fucking eval money and XFA money on stupid shit. I mean, that's my way of taking money from the trading community in a different way, less aggressive way, less shilly way. But hopefully this makes sense. Do we see how this could be a pretty good trading style to hold throughout the week, on top of like the what's it called, the standard tradable moves? Now, one thing to understand is obviously there can be literally untradeable ranges in here that are like physically impossible to fucking do. Like, there's nothing going on in here. But to be fair, there was no IFFPGs. We're just literally swimming in a range. This is like, today was like, or Friday was literally the worst day of PA. Just fucking ass, bro. Like this whole dude, it is, bro. It is, bro. Literally, what the fuck? And it's the problem is it's not charting any of this shit either. So it's just this fuck ass FFEG. So the second we're able to drop between it, all this shit is gonna get rendered in, and it's gonna like be a breath of fresh air. That's why I've been using the IFFEGs this last week. And honestly, I'm hoping for some pretty bearish news, or we just get the fuck away from this and we just keep ripping higher and never come back, because fuck, man, it's brutal. But this is a thing that happens, obviously. So we want to be able to do our best to deal with it. So does this answer your question? Do we feel more confident? Did we learn something from this?
100%.
Method.
Yeah, sure.
Method. All right. Who's up next? Who has a trade for me to look at? Who's next?
I got one.
All right, Ryan. Let me see.
It was August 27th, at 12:32 on a 4-minute.
August 27th. This is Wednesday.
Yeah.
We took a trade on stream, didn't we? We did.
Yeah, that was earlier in the day. That was like
Oh, and then you were on bullshit, huh?
50. Yeah, I took that one too, and then I took one, and I think I just took the wrong pointer, or I just exited early on the trade.
Okay, let's talk about it. What? Go through. Run the time again in the point. You said 4 minute.
Yeah, 4 minute at 12:32.
Okay, it looks fine. What did you do wrong here?
Well, like, so I entered on the 4 minute, and then right after that, it formed like 1 minute
This is fine.
bearish inefficiencies.
No, this is fine.
And then I looked at ES right after, and it formed a 5 minute bearish pointer too. And then that's when I'm like, all right, maybe like it might just consolidate around like this EQ range.
Okay.
Because we just made a move from PDH.
Okay. So you took this 4 minute entry. So you basically made the same mistake as Diego, kinda. This didn't make. Oh, it did make low time for inefficiency. This is fine. Do you see how this move actually held? So okay, run through your Okay, so you entered the trade. Okay, first of all, guys, we've been through this before. EQ range doesn't mean anything until it means something. That's a weird way to put it, but realistically, it doesn't mean anything until it's treated. You saw how it was treated last time. You see swings away from it if it's invalid, and you see it align itself with the price range that is valid. Okay, so we don't trust EQ range. EQ range is a way to take profit. We don't use it until we're actually confirming PO3 or moving towards it. So don't look at EQ range as anything important until you get PO3, right? So tell me, you take the 4 minute pointer, okay? So I'm gonna enter the trade here for you. We'll just say we took like 10 MNQ. What caused you to get out of this trade? What was the reasoning again?
So like the next candle was like a big like bearish move. We had like 1 minute bearish inefficiencies right after, and then I looked at ES at the same time, and it made a bearish 5 minute pointer, and I'm like, maybe this move just got cooked right off like some IFFEGs that it was tapping into.
Okay.
And I guess I also like, you were talking about like the nested pointers too. I feel like that's something I probably don't understand that well.
Yeah, I mean, all that it is when you have a 5 minute pointer that on the lower time frame we trade away from it or something.
Yeah, because I saw the bullish pointer, and then I saw a bearish pointer on ES right after, and I'm like,
okay,
I mean, I feel like if the move went in my favor, I wouldn't be seeing those type of pointers.
Yeah. So I know what you did wrong here. We're gonna go through it in just a minute. Just let me figure out the context. So you saw that 1 minute, and then it got fucked. Now, realistically, I mean, honestly, my boy, I do have a problem with how you got out of the trade, but I don't think it was the worst case scenario. I think you listened to the right rule at the wrong time. That's number one. We'll get to why in a minute. But I think you probably could have re-entered on this.
Yeah, I just saw that right now.
Yeah. Like realistically, regardless of like the fact that the trade fucking sucked dick, like at least the reason for exiting, there was another chance to get back in. Now, if that was met with a bearish pointer, obviously then EQ range would be proved and we would wait for a new draw on liquidity. But obviously this trade worked, and why it worked goes back to exactly the thing I was talking about with Diego, is this sweep did create low time frame inefficiencies. It's the only one that did before the pointer had formed. I have no problem at all with this trade. You did great on this trade. The problem is you exited early and sure, we made a low time frame inefficiency, okay? That's right, we made a 1 minute. But when does that matter? When are we ever going to look for the 1 minutes, guys? When are we ever going to look for the low time frame inefficiencies that form? On what type of pointers? Yeah, right? And in this case, we don't have a swept pointer, right? You enter on the 4 minute, I think. I don't think it was a swept pointer. Yeah, it was just a standard pointer reacting to recently created inefficiencies off the high-res high, okay? So the only reason, you have to think about where you're going, where you're coming from, where you are. You have to prove things. The only reason you get out of this trade is for one or two things. A, the implied move from the PDH sweep down to EQ range is still an ongoing implied move. B, bearish pointer PO3. But we can't prove that because we're not reacting off IFFEGs. There's nothing here. This pointer, quote unquote, isn't reacting to anything. It's not coming from anything, right? It's not a pointer. This is something that chat gets fucked up all the time because, again, no one watched my videos. No one actually puts the time in. But this pointer doesn't exist. This is just a random tick to the downside off of EQ range. So your brain should always ask yourself, where are we coming from? Is there an ongoing implied move that we're already in? You're trying to get in. Your entry conditions perfectly spot on. Everything was great. You got shaken out because you saw 1 minute. We'll check ES to see what you were talking about specifically here. You got shaken out because you saw this 1 minute, and then you probably panicked because it was dropping like crazy. So this is the 5 minute pointer you're talking about?
Wait, hold up. It was at, it was like, yeah.
This guy
I think
here?
it was like candle later. Yeah.
Okay. So it's the exact same thing. It's not stemming from anything. It made the FFEGs. Look, it made them in real time. Okay. It's not reacting to anything. It's not point breaking from anything. We have a sell side sweep. We failed. I would say we are more bearish on ES than we are NQ. We have a sell side sweep, point breaks to the downside, which is obviously bearish. But we're not. There's no inversion of the trade. There's no if anything, you would call it consolidation. If anything, right? At minimum, you call it consolidation. But then you would just check. We see the inverse. We see our pointer. There's a new entry to the upside. So in this case, I actually don't think your reason for getting out was like the worst case scenario. I'm glad that you got out. At least, I'm glad that you listened to a rule. I think it was applied in the wrong way. But if anything, you should have got back in, right? You should have got back in.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. I think I was just kind of blown.
Yeah, it makes sense. What should have gotten you out of the trade if this had failed? Because you don't always want to think optimistically. I have students with the tendency to do that, where it's like, oh, it worked out perfectly off the pointer. No. Easily, what could have happened here is we could have tick ranged away from EQ range, buy side sweep, inefficiency to the downside, pointer again, and you would just walk, right?
Yeah.
Because whether that means we're either in PO3 in EQ range, or what's the other option? An ongoing previous implied move, right? Those are the two other options. We have essentially, if a pointer forms here, it's either A, proving PO3, or B, we're in an ongoing implied move we don't want to get in on. So either way, we're not taking this. We don't want to take it. So we would just wait for a new active draw on liquidity that we can get back in on. So you have to prove EQ range. In this case, you would go to the lower time frame, and this is where you check your lower time frame to see if we ever made those inefficiencies. We never did, right? So we're good.
Actually, that makes sense.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Type shit.
Nice.
Of course, man. Who's next?
I got a bad one.
Oh God. Okay. Let me see.
It was on Friday.
Okay.
On Friday in the PMs, I was in the long that we caught like in the chat. My fill was at 136 for the long, and then I got out at 154 on a 3-minute pointer.
154. I wasn't live during the PM session.
No, yeah, I know you weren't live, but like we were in the Discord talking about it.
Oh, okay.
You just dropped the bang, and I was in the same trade, so I dropped the same bang.
Okay.
And then I got out at 154 and immediately tried inversing my bias.
Okay.
And I got in I tried getting in on a short at 157, targeting the 5-minute sell side.
Okay.
And it just consolidated.
Okay.
I got stopped at profit a little bit.
Okay.
I got out at 218.
Okay. You were in a long?
No, I was in the short.
Do me a favor, write down all the entry, what I'm supposed to be looking at specifically in the chat, because there's so many numbers you just threw in my fucking dome piece.
I got you.
And yeah, the reason for this long failure on stream, again, no one can watch the videos, but the whole reason was the pointer was not a swept pointer, but we literally reacted to an IFFEG, impulse move away, low time frame inefficiency, failed to create inefficiencies outside the pointer. You would break even on that one. I broke even in profit too. It was literally this exact move I was talking about, like this whole situation. 3-minute 150. Okay. 3-minute 157. Let me find your entry. Wait, there's no way you went long on this.
Oh, I went short, bro.
Okay. Well, you went short on this candle?
Yeah, I took
the hell?
And then I ended it right away.
Yeah, that's...
And then it just consolidated. I got stopped out in profit.
Okay. honestly,
It was just overtrading. Like, it was a dumbass entry.
yeah. So you got in on the short here. This is probably this. First of all, it's not a pointer, by the way. Number one. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so I don't even want to analyze this, not because I don't think like you're a bad trader, you're a good trader. I don't want to analyze it because it's not even a trade we would have taken. So it's not, and obviously,
It's bad. I caught that long, and I was
Yeah.
just chasing profit.
I feel it.
Like looking back.
I feel it.
Put on that.
I feel it. I think you would do a lot of benefit from trading from going back to July and trading the month of July and finding days of consolidation and challenging yourself. A lot of you guys want to put yourself in these prime months. August was a prime month. Don't fucking listen to anybody online about any bullshit about, oh, August was the worst month for trade. Gang, I made fucking like 30K, bro. What are we talking about? Like, this was not a fucking hard month. There's so many people. Dude, it's like last month was a hard month. Month before that was a hard month. It's like, fuck, trading's hard, dude. Like, what are we talking about? Yeah, it's like, what are we saying? I swear to God, I'll drop a banger on live. I like post my story and then I'll go to Instagram. Break even. August PA. It's like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, I get maybe like wartime PA. Like, that shit was rough. But like, it's pretty clean, honestly. It's been pretty fucking nice. It's just you just have a shitty ass strategy, bro. Anyways, yeah. So as far as fixing this problem, honestly, how do you know? I mean, if anything, you could have entered on this pointer, but it's like there's nothing here for you, man. Like there's no, like, if we go to the pointer, we'll go to this little area. Give it a second. Hold on. We get the inefficiency that forms with the pointer, which is never a good situation. Like, that's not something that you want to be entering on. We're coming in. Let me turn on FFVG. I know this FFVG's just got you all fucked up, but we'll turn this on to see if anything. Let me check ES. Get more clarity on this. Okay, tapping into a 1 minute FFVG. Swing right back to EQ range. Yeah, so it's like, guys, like these, like, we just can't be taking. If you're gonna trade these ranges, what you have to do is you have to run these pointers to the pointer. And in this case, you got caught up on the bad side of the bad side here. You did not get in on a particularly smooth move. There was never an inefficiency. So, yeah, honestly, like, if you guys know you're not good at trading this, which this takes some skill, I know only a couple of you guys would want to trade this. If anything, if you feel like this matches some of the untradeable, or at least the more condensed untradeable or more condensed tradable ranges that feel untradeable, either lower your size or buy an eval that you can trade on and shit like this. Because at the end of the day, if you have XFAs, it's not worth trying to take risk on unless you have the perfect setups. I'm telling you, like, it's just not. There's nothing there for you. In this case, honestly, there was no pointer entry. There was no real way to get in on it. And it was just so close together. There was no way you could have possibly wanted to have taken this. You have to use the correlation between both equities to see that, though. But what else?
That's it for me.
Okay. Anyone else got some trades we want to look at? I know we had one more or two more. I think. No, we had Diego. We had Gus. We had Ryan. Anyone else before we get to Grayson's that you guys want to go over? Trace, Jack, Connor, any trades from you guys want to go over? Kevin, besides the one that you took that was shitty and terrible in every way. Okay, fine. Let's see what Kevin has to say. Okay, cool. All right, let's hop into the one trade that I don't know who fucking knows y'all are on about. What was it, the 27th? What was it, Grayson? The 28th. The 28th. 4 minute pointer. This fucker? Yeah. 12:52. Right in here. All right, how many of you guys took this trade?
Me.
Who said that?
Kevin.
You're not black, bro. You're fucking not black. You're not black,
I
gang.
am black, bro. I'm literally black.
Y'all hear his ass?
I'm literally black, bro.
Bro.
I'm like my entire life.
You
I
like...
don't know about the entire life. I can hear you.
Gang, he's trans black, bro.
Trans black.
You sound like you like PB and J's. That's all I'm gonna say, man. With the like, listen to
They be smacking though.
They do. They
Just on the YouTube video where we talk about.
Bro, who cares? Who gives a fuck? Like, what are you talking about? Demonetize me. What is that gonna do? My 3 cents a year. Fuck. All right. Let's see. Okay, so you guys, at least 4 of you took this trade, from what I can tell. At least 4 of you guys took this trade. I'm assuming the pointer happened somewhere in here. Right here.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
all of this can be summarized is the exact same thing from before. There is no inefficiency that got developed on the pointer that you got entered on. Okay, we sweep out the high. Previously, we sweep out the high, never made the inefficiencies, run back up to the high. We'll check between both NQ and ES here. No SMT. Was there an IFFEG here? What was it?
I think so.
Okay, so it's not boys. All right, guys. Guys, what are pointers? A reaction to a what? Yeah. Do we have that? No. So when are you allowed to take pointers? After this gets created, right?
Yeah.
You guys took it before it got created. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. That doesn't sound very confident.
Yeah, I realized that. I went back over it at the end of the night, and I realized that, and I was like, oh.
It's a fail sweep, so it's definitely not bullish, but all that it's saying is that I can get you all that guys, pointers exist outside of the entry model. Pointers exist outside of it. We said this before. But the pointer will take you to the FFEG, and it does. It does that. And what I was saying in chat is unless you got a pointer to form through the range, you wouldn't take it. And we don't. We get a pointer in the opposite direction. And all of you guys got absolutely fucking railed, and I was laughing at you. And it was the highlight. It was genuinely the highlight of my day, like on some real shit. Dude, I remember typing in chat, "Get fucked." You guys are fucking retards. I remember feeling, I was straight giggling, bro. I was like, "That's so funny." It was so funny.
Bro, especially because stream was so retarded that day.
I know. Bro, yeah, no, stream was on bullshit. It's because the thing is, like, they don't watch the videos, bro. But anyways,
Yeah, stream is actually retarded.
yeah, I know. It's okay. At least you guys can recognize it. But I do plan on making like some more retard-proof content that can like really. I made so much shit, and it's just like I know people aren't gonna watch it, but I'll do more due diligence. I'll make a fucking playlist of shit for people to watch, and they still won't. They still won't, bro. Dick to ass, dick to fucking spleen, bro. They're not gonna learn. Like they're not gonna learn. But okay, so the biggest failure in this case is you took a pointer that wasn't reacting to an FFEG. Failure number 1. Failure number 2 is all of you guys said pointer to FFEG. Oh, it's holding, and you were. This is a case of the market rewarding you. Diego, we talked about this in your eval, I think, or was it Diego or was it? Who was it? Was it one of you guys? Maybe it was Diego. I was saying something about the market reward. Oh, it was Levi. It was Levi and Diego today. I was telling him about how he was being rewarded by the market for a bad heuristic. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this idea, but if the market rewards you for taking a bad trade, it's in the hopes of you taking more bad trades so that it can take more money from you. It may reward you in the short term. Like, for example, going into a casino, printing your first hit, the casino is going to comp you and want you to stay, right? If you take $1 million hit, they're going to comp you and keep you to stay because they know that in the end, their odds play in their favor, right? It's the same exact concept. I know we don't like to bring into like gamble terms, but it is. At the end of the day, if you're gambling on setups and you have gambling-like strategies, then obviously, it's obviously a risk, but if you have a gambling-like strategy, the market will defeat that strategy and will keep you coming back for those dopamine hits. In this particular case, there was a pointer, there was no sweep, there was a correlation between the equities, but it wasn't off of an IFFEG, it wasn't on an FFEG, it was just a random fucking pointer. This is a very chat-like move. If anything, what I would have been happy with is if it took the high, then made the inefficiency, then made the pointer. Or, case number 2, no draw, this was our draw, this made FFEGs, then we had our pointer, then you take it lower, right? That's fine. But you guys pre-fired the bitch, bought on the pointer off of no IFFEG, no FFEG, saw that it was printing, getting rewarded for it being printing. The dopamine hit. You said, oh, I'm winning. And then what was happening in real time is you were really just bottom taking the continued trend to the upside. Fail, sweeping out the low, then making inefficiencies, then really creating the true move to the upside, right? So in this case, you guys got fucking railed, and it was funny as hell. So, do we understand why that happened now? Do we all feel better about that particular trade?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Well, shit. I mean, we've been going at this shit for an hour already. What the hell? Any other questions? Any other trades that you want? I mean, now's your time. Now's your chance. We're going into a fresh week. We have till Monday. Monday obviously is No News Monday, or is it not No News Monday? A bank holiday. You guys can trade, boys. Okay. Don't be these fucking lame ass fucking people. Oh, it's bank holiday. You know we don't trade. You know we never trade bank holidays. I know all of you guys are gonna have your chart open anyways, so who fucking cares? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, there's gonna be low volume. All I'd say is if you're gonna trade on Monday, lower your size. Just lower your fucking size, okay? Just lower your size, cool it with the size, and just maybe even do eval trading. Okay? It's never when the market is on, you should be working, you should be learning, you should be applying, because these are problems. I mean, how many of you learned something from tonight just by going over trades that you took from the live market? Okay. Well, if you had not taken those live trades, you would have never learned these lessons. So this is my point. Any opportunity that the market is open, try to apply yourself. Use these weekends. You have a whole long weekend to backtest. Use these. Shut up, Tom. No. Bad Tom. Bad Tom. Bad boy. Lower your size. I got one question. Not sure if you're ever going to get this. Do you treat IFFEGs and FFEGs different, or are they purely inverses? It's the exact same thing. It's the same thing. Oh, wait. IFFEGs and IFFE? No, gang, we don't care about fair value gaps and inverse fair value gaps. It's just... We don't care about that. We use it in the context of, is it making it? Is it not retracing? Is it making, like, printing them? We don't care about that. We don't. Okay. All we care about are FFEGs. FFEGs are our trading ranges. That's it. Supply and demand. But FFEGs and I just forget that they even exist. Obviously, if you're in a move to the upside, you want it to be creating bullish fair value gaps, bullish volume imbalances, fail retracing bullish volume imbalances. If you're in a retracement, you want to be making bearish inefficiencies, bearish imbalances, not retracing them. Same idea. But they're not going to be the supply and demand tick ranges that a fucking fair value gap and an inverse fair value gap is not going to bottom and top tick the market like an inverse fair value gap will and does every single day, day in, day out. It's not going to, because it's bullshit. So anyways, boys, we feel good. We feel better about today. Y'all learned some shit?
Sir.
Method. Study out this weekend. If you have any more questions, let me know. We'll run it back next Saturday. We'll do backtesting next Saturday. I feel like we should do this. Let's rotate. We'll do it we'll catch up with each other, and then we'll rotate every Saturday session. Like, next Saturday, we'll do backtesting where we run through an hour of backtesting. Then the Saturday after that, we'll do like trade reviews, and we'll just keep doing that over and over until no one's showing up to them anymore, and you guys are profitable. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all slime you up.
Yeah, you better.